Alright, we'll double upload it because I want to do a video on Alex Pereira and how this guy is single-handedly saving this entire fucking organization's ass every few months. And you know, I'm I'm a big John Jones fan. I'm a big fan of most of the fighters now. There's not many I don't like. And the problem is that Alex Pereira is the only active fighter right now. Whitaker's active. Like, there are guys, that have been around for a while. There are some young and up and comers that fight often. But the inactivity in this fucking sport is unreal now. And the biggest reason for it is my favorite fighter of all time, John Jones. Now, maybe not all time. Rampage, probably my favorite. But I love John Jones, right? I grew up watching him ascend to where he got. He was 7 when he beat Shogun. And when I was a kid, I followed the sport whenever my dad watched it, right? And I remember seeing John Jones back then and going back and watching those fights and realizing John Jones was a completely different fighter. And like that was the era mind you. You had John Jones, you had GSP, you had Anderson Silva. Um, the contenders at the time, you had Nick Diaz, who was on a tear. You had um, shit. Well, you had Dan Anderson around that. Like you had a ton of good guys. You had Gustafson. You had DC. You had a lot of guys who at that time were in their younger days, and John Jones was able to outlast every one of them. Like he got that belt in 2011, but ever since 2011, oh wait, when, yeah, 2011, yeah. Ever since then, he's been in nothing but title fights. He's had a lot of controversial fights. He's won every one of them. The judges decided he beat Reyes, he beat Santos, and Smith. Which those fights weren't pretty. I thought I thought he probably lost the Thiago fight after watching that multiple times. But Reyes, I thought he won after a couple um watches. But that's my opinion. They were extremely close. And then when he came up to heavyweight and did that to seal it down, I was shocked. And the problem with John Jones is that I, I was a kid the last time he was an active fighter, right? Like I remember when we had champions fighting at least 3 times a year. You know, Usman did that. Woodway did that. We've had guys that come up. Adesanya, even though I don't like him, he's really active. But like the UFC has such a problem now when it's not only the champions, it's the contenders. And like I'm yeah, okay, yeah. I'll start off with this one. The whole argument for Magomedov Ankalaev, I don't get how everybody is fussing about it when it's been clear multiple times. Ankalaev hasn't offered this fight for the past 2 defenses of Pereira. Each time he rejects it. Um, so this is coming from Pereira. Maybe he's lying. But the the issue with uh, Magomedov is he only fights in Abu Dhabi or any places outside of America. Um, Ultimately, like, yeah, he's fighting Rakic in Abu Dhabi. Um, Pereira wants this fight, right? He knows it's probably the biggest test for him in like heavyweight outside of Ankalaev, which I don't think Ankalaev is that much of a challenge for him. Like based off of how easily he was able to beat Hill and Yuri, I don't think Ankalaev's wrestling will be something he can't handle. I don't think that because he's even said multiple times he will strike with Pereira. And I think it's a dumb decision for anybody to strike with him. And when it comes to grappling, he's training with Glover Teixeira and Kayla Harrison and a ton of big names. He's even trained with Strickland too. It's not like when you get older you can't learn these things. But the team, like the people around Alex in the UFC right now, are some of the most influential and technical fighters, coaches ever. Glover Teixeira, Kayla Harrison, Strickland, anybody. Um, and with okay, so they weren't able to do Uncle Wire. They do Roundtree. Roundtree isn't a bad pick either. Like, well, should have his stats here. He's on a 5 fight knockout streak. Um, with 4 knockouts, 5 fights. He beat like Cruisers. I don't really know. Well, like you look here, nobody big except Anthony Smith. He's knocked everyone out except for Dustin Jacoby, I think that is. Like, if Uncle Ive isn't there, there's nobody else that makes. Okay, well, that shows how bad my spelling is. There's nobody there that makes sense what? Because you look at Pereira, beat Prohaska twice, starts Jamal Hill, beat Jan Blachowicz. You can do that fight again. Rakic is fighting Ankalaev. This is a #1 contenders fight. You can fight both of these guys. Volkan is nowhere near a shot. Krylov, didn't he just lose? Yeah, he lost. No. Oh yeah, I was saying he just doesn't fight. He hasn't fought since last year. But like right now, Khalil Roundtree is the most intriguing fight the UFC could make. If Rakic and Ankalaev are busy. And after that though, Ankalaev, you fight the winner of that. You beat them convincingly. I don't think there's anything left at light heavyweight for Pereira. He could fight both of them. Maybe one of them beats him. I think he beats both of them. And then when you look at heavyweight, right? Aspinall has made it clear he's the #1 guy. Knocked out Pavlovich, knocked out Blades. Uh, let's just go. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he has wins over most of the top guys. Uh, knocked out Blades, knocked out Pavlovich, knocked out Arsenal. It's similar to not actual type. Yeah, it's similar to or similar to Francis Ngannou, and you see submitted Volkov round one, knocked out Spivak, submitted Orlovsky round two. Like he just ran through the heavyweight division. Yeah, 14 first round finishers and 15 wins. The guy is incredible. He, without a doubt, will either be promoted to undisputed or fight the winner of Jones Stipe. But like, he'd be a good fight for Alex. He's one of the only other active guys right now. Like, looking at all these rankings, like, there are good fights to make, but nobody is active. Dan Hooker, which I want to talk about this. Dan Hooker beating, it was Gamma, right? I don't want to be wrong. Gamma. Watching this fight, it was fucking incredible. His boxing in that fucking fight was insane. His striking in general, I should say. Like you look at this, Dan Hooker excites me. Max Holloway being top 10 after knocking out Gaethje, which if he knocked out Gaethje, why is Gaethje still three for the Max be three? And then he's also number two. The rankings make no fucking sense. Which Max is getting his shot at Ilya. Um, but Alex, you compare to Alex though, like every other champion, will all just won his. I guess he'll fight Usman and then Shavkat, Jack Della Maddalena, so too. Um, but like nobody's fighting. Um, like the bantamweight too. Even it's not exciting to me. Like Morale versus Sean, don't get me wrong, that's a great fight right there. But Umar, I forgot about Umar. I'll be honest. Umar, to me, obviously uh, he's one of the Dagestani guys, right? He beat Sandhagen in a unanimous decision. But like, I he doesn't have any amazing finishes against any top guy. Like he just beat out Sandhagen. But yeah. Like this is the issue with champions not defending the belt. Like like this bantamweight, right? Steve Ursa getting that title shot and then he loses it. And then he gets that uh, he gets put there with Kai Kara France and gets knocked out. Like, which by the way, this fight too. I was on the East Coast, right? I was watching with my dad. Holy hell, that was a vicious knockout. I like Kai Kara France. I've been waiting for him to get his shot for a while. Like, the guy has 13 first round finishes and 12. I'm pretty sure like 12 of them are first round knockouts. Um, it gives him 500 for a while. But like, I want to see him get his title shot. Um, well, yeah, the UFC right now, outside of Pereira, is just so stale. Champions are defending, contenders aren't fighting for their spots. Like Whitaker is the only except Whitaker and Max Holloway. They lost their two fights, well, I guess three fights to the champion each. And like they still are like limits beyond everybody who isn't the champion. Like when you look at Max, right, and Max is 11th on the power rankings. And to me, Max Holloway is up there on the top 15 all time, without a doubt. Like, let's go all the way back to when he had his title. Which, yeah, he knocked out Pettis, got a shot against Aldo, knocked him out in the third round, knocked him out in the third round again, uh, knocked out Ortega. Like he left Ortega in a mess. Then he lost to Poirier. That was at 155 though. That was for a shot at Khabib. Dustin then got strangled. We all know that story. Then he fought Frankie Edgar in 2019. I guess a legacy fight there. And then he had the decision with Volkanovski, which then started Volkanovski's come on, rise to fame. And then he had the two fights, lost the second one, but then like he beat Calvin Kattar, he beat Yair Rodriguez, lost again to Volkanovski in the third fight, beat Tom Allen, beat retired Korean Zombie, then knocked out Gaethje for the BMF title. Like Max Holloway for sure is up there. I would say he's second all time as far as featherweights go. Guaranteed Hall of Famer. But yeah, you have Max there as a star. You have Pereira. But like outside of this, nobody on this on the pound ground on any of these rankings outside of Pereira, Holloway, um, Bilal, I guess, Islam, Drake Kasich, outside of a few of the names and the champions, they're all inactive. They don't fight. Like they're either defending the rank or not defending the title that they won. Like it is weird to me how it's not until October that Yair or Ilya Topuria fights after he knocked out Volk in the second round. I don't know. I might be greedy here. I think champions, top contenders need to be more active, particularly John Jones, Alex Pereira, is embarrassing the sport. But I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below. Do you also have a problem with champion and contenders not being active? What fights do you want to see? What do you think about Drake and Izzy? And yeah, later.